Hi, I'm Phil Green, Green Traditional Butchers. Today we're going to be boning out the loin of pork, taking the round off, stripping the fillet out, ending up with some pork steaks. So first thing we're going to do is break it down, take the round off, following the natural seam in between the round and the fat on the loin, leaving some fat on the round, which we take off later, which goes into sausages. So follow it all down, straight down the loin, try not to cut into the meat as best as possible. Change knives to a round-ended knife, which is a bit different from a boning knife, which prevents it going into the meat a little bit better. I adapted a boning knife myself to get the round-ended. Following the natural seam on the end, all the way down, straight down to the bottom. As you can see, as you come further down and there's less fat, there's a natural break in the seam. Just keep going all the way down to the spine, which I'll show you in a second. All the way along, just like that. There's the round, the fat's still on, that we'll take off later, use for sausage. Now we've got a round off, bone-in loin. So what we'll do then is turn it over, take the kidney out. The kidney's already cut in half by the vet in the slaughterhouse, which inspects it for liver flukes and other lovely things. Go back to the short boning knife, follow the spinal cord along, taking out the pork tenderloin. Just rolling it off. And the fat that comes away is called back fat. Try and leave that in one piece and take the loin out into one piece like that. Then we trim a little bit of diaphragm that's left on the inside of the loin, pull out the back fat. So now all we have to do is follow the ribs down and then the short ribs to get your boneless loin. Keeping as close to the ribs as you can. You can either take them out individually and go in between the ribs to take out the intercostal muscle and keep that on the loin, or you can sheet them out like I'm doing here, which is quicker, but then you have to go back later on and take the muscle out to use as trim for sausage. So follow it down on the ribs, separating as you go, keeping it nice and clean. The back end of the ribs shouldn't have much meat on. Now as you come to the short ribs, you just trim away the front of it to establish where the end of the rib is, and then turn the knife back on itself, keeping it nice and close into the loin all the way along. So as we continue following the ribs along, you hit the back end of the invertebrate. So just pull this away and I'll show you as we go down. You have to go in and out, kind of weave a little bit. This is the chain on the loin, which is different to the chain of the fillet. You see the chain there where you have the knuckles coming out off each vertebrae. You just have to cut in between them and follow it along. Well, some lads will keep it on the bone, but it's always better to keep it on the loin because it's good meat. Come right to the end, follow it along, and we'll go straight back down just to finish it off. Now some loins may have slight damage on them from when they've been slaughtered and carried in the slaughterhouse. As you can see, that one has slightly just on the end, but don't worry about that. Going back to what I was saying before, you come back to your ribs later on, you can take this muscle out, use it for sausage. You can cut the spine off and use that as a rack of ribs. Going back to the loin, show you how to cut two different types of steak from the loin. One's normal pork loin steak, and the other is called a Valentine's steak. So always start in the middle of the loin, so that's where you're going to get your best steaks from, as you can see. Now first of all, a normal pork loin steak is sold in the counter. For a Valentine's steak, exactly the same again, but you cut halfway through, pull your knife out, go through it all the way again, and then open it out next to it. That's your Valentine's steak with your heart shape. Greetings to Butchers Week in March. My name's Phil Green, thanks for watching.